Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon the believers, and hello and hi to everybody else in the world. This is my second video about the articles of faith, which I mentioned, which was the belief in Allah, His angels, His books, His prophets, destiny coming, good and bad coming from Allah. So I broke it into parts to make it easier for people to understand and to listen. It's obligatory to listen to. It's obligatory to believe in all of these articles, and if a believer believes in one of them but he doesn't believe in the others, or he believes in some of them but he doesn't believe in one of these articles, then he's no longer a believer. He comes out of the fold of Islam. So we talked about the first one, Amantu Billah, the belief in Allah, wa malaikatihi, and His angels, wa kutubihi, the books of Allah, is what we will talk about now. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through time has sent divine revelation to mankind through prophets. He sent the Psalms to David, he sent the Tawrat to Moses, and the Injil, which is the Bible, to the Prophet Jesus, and the final testament, the final revelation, the Holy Quran, which is a true book of divine revelation, which many of mankind have not yet come to realize this. You see, the reason why these books came, because when one book was sent and after a period of time people went astray from the teachings of that book, or that book was lost within time, or it was deprecated, it was destroyed, it was changed, So when that happened, Allah sent a new revelation with a new prophet. Okay, so we believe as Muslims that all the other books have left their original form, which Almighty Allah sent, and have been changed during time. So Allah has sent the Holy Quran, which He has promised in the Holy Quran to protect this Quran up until the Day of Judgment. Apart from these four books, Allah Almighty has also sent Sahifa, pages. Okay, as far as my memory goes, He sent 50 pages to the Prophet Sheet, and He sent 10 pages to Prophet Ibrahim, and other pages, maybe you call them scripts, in the biblical language. All of these books, pages came, they invited to the oneness of Allah, and they had certain commands which was necessary for the people of the time. As mankind grew bigger and grew into more nations, you see, then the obligations, the commands of Allah also changed and increased with them according to the time and the situation. After this point, there's the next point, Rasuli, okay, the prophets of Allah. Okay, we believe in all of the prophets. As Muslims, we believe in Adam to be the first man and the first prophet, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to be the final message, and between these there are 25 major prophets. Okay, who came, some with books, some which followed, which taught the teachings of those books. There are 25 of these prophets mentioned in the Quran, but in some riwayats there were more than 124,000 prophets and messengers. Not all prophets, some were messengers, which they taught the teachings of the prophets to every nation. And this is logical. It's only wise that all the people, all the nations have been created by Allah for His worship. So naturally, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent prophets and messengers to each and every single one of these nations. No nation has been without a prophet. And the final prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when Prophet Muhammad came, there was no America, there was no Canada, okay, there was no Australia, no New Zealand, okay. Many nations came into existence after Prophet Muhammad. So you might say, well, what about these nations then? Well, you see, because Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger for the whole of mankind up until the Day of Judgment. Now all of these nations who have come into existence, and all of these people who have come into existence, if they want to attain salvation and they want to find the true teachings from divine revelation, they have to follow the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And all of these prophets will be raised up on the Day of Judgment, and they will be questioned as to whether they taught their people the true religion or not. And of course, they will all affirm that they called the people, all the people, to the oneness of Allah. So this is the next two. What do you call it? The next two continents. The next two. Excuse me. This is the next two parts of this article of faith. So there's two more particles left. That which is about destiny, and that which is about good, destiny, good and bad, coming from Allah, and the other one about the Day of Judgment. We'll continue those in another video, inshallah. Okay, thank you for listening. May God's blessing and peace be upon everybody. Please try to like the video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.